Hey y'all, welcome back. Here's another video just about things that I've learned about connecting to God as a father. So this topic today is about over independence. If you're anything like me, maybe you have had experiences in your life that taught you, if I'm gonna get anything, I got to get it on my own. I got to do it by myself. I can only rely on me. Like, I'm responsible. Me. Right. And I'm just going to throw this in here too. This is not to say that I've had zero support in my life, because I'd be lying if I said that. However, there were enough messages throughout my lifetime that made me feel like I have to fend for myself. One of the biggest things among many for me was just the chaos in my life, right? Like the unpredictability of it. You don't know what you're going to get on this day and what the next day will bring. And so there are just different situations that were out of my control, um, like that. And I do think that um, lack of emotional safety in places that I would have expected it also really played a big part, right? So those are two really big categories I think I can fit these experiences in. And then additionally, so you go out into the world and the world kind of supports that same over independence lifestyle of like, you got to go get yours and like, it's real dog eat dog out there, right? But bringing it to Jesus, what Jesus does is very, very countercultural. When he battled within himself about going to the cross, he prayed and he said, Father, your will be done. Not my will, but yours. And that is very, very challenging. It takes a lot of faith to be able to do that. And so, how does an over independent and risk averse person like me make a decision to have this risky faith and say, all right, Jesus, you're Lord of my life? Well, to kind of sum it up, first and foremost, the word, right? Faith comes from hearing the word. And so that's where I got to learn about Jesus, get impacted, and all those things. So that's the first thing for me. But I've also, even outside of what I read, right? There's evidence that shows me that, Jesus is alive today. Some of the things that I've been taken through, like really, really hard stuff. I think for me, it's a lot of the emotional, psychological things where I've seen the Lord work with me and um, help me recover. Some of these things, I'm still healing from, but I've just seen how He's helped me survive some of the hardest moments. And so I have the word, I have the experiences and, just different ways that He speaks with me to let me know that He's real. And so that's why I push. And also in the previous one that talked about the shutdown, something that I've been keeping in my mind is that God knows me. He sees me and He knows me. And so that always encourages me to be able to say, you know what? All right, Lord, like, let me come before you, through my struggles. Like, here I am. Here is what's gone on with me. Here are my tendencies to want to hold on to my own life and engineer it. And I just have that open and honest conversation with Him. And so, if I could give you any practicals about just being able to come closer to God and, continue to walk with Him in this process, because I'm still doing it myself. I'm no expert here. Um, but I would say prayer, fasting, and remembrance are some of like the practice goals I would give, because again, I've seen evidence of God move in my life, and it was really through prayer, right? I would pray about something. Sometimes I didn't even say it out loud, but God met me. And, fasting also brings about that clarity, helps to break those cycles, helps you hear God more. And then just remembering what are the results of these things when you commune with God. And so that's what helps me, just to continue to walk in faith and increase in faith, um, and to know that He's good despite all of my experiences and how much I want to hold on to things. I'm still in the battle, I'm still in the fight, and that's stuff I want to give to you. And so I hope that made sense. I pray that blesses you, because I know I've been trying to really organize this well and make this make sense to you, the viewer. So if there is any confusion anywhere or just follow up questions you have, definitely feel free to put that in the comments. One more thing before I go. If you've made it to the end of this video, I do want to encourage you, if you're looking for a Bible study community, definitely let me know. Just to be specific with what I'm building, I call it a Bible learning group, simply because we're starting from basics. You know what I mean? Like, this is perfect for anyone who is of faith but needs to deconstruct, or is just like straight up new to the faith and want to grow in their relationship with Jesus. So that's our focal point. Like, we are just learning how to really, really connect with Jesus, and really, so that we could just break that yoke of religion. It just presents way too much of a barrier between us and God that just really doesn't need to exist. And it's a lot simpler than I think we've been taught. If that sounds like something that you're interested in, reach out to me and we can talk it through to see if this group is one that would be a good fit for you and could really help you with where you're at. So just wanted to add that in there. But thank you so much for giving this video your time, and I will catch you next time.